So I work with a lot of cleaning business owners, and what's interesting is how often I see the same issues coming up with those businesses that are doing less than $10,000 a month in revenue. So different locations, different cities, but still the same bottlenecks. And that's what I want to talk about in today's video. The most common issues that I see, how we can get over them and get your business growing again. So let's dive into it. So mistake number one is still being stuck in the field. So, what I mean by this is obviously in the cleaning industry, many of us will start cleaning homes or cleaning offices to begin with. And this is one of the main bottlenecks that I see in business. So, your cleaning might be good. You might be getting nice referrals, getting new clients, but ultimately you're going to be capped out in terms of the amount of availability that you have in your day. So let's say you are offering house cleaning services and you're targeting recurring clients, so homeowners that want services every week or every 2 weeks. So to generate $10,000 a month, let's say the average client pays you $150 a cleaning and you are cleaning for them once every 2 weeks, so a bi-weekly client. So over the course of 4 weeks or a month, they're generating about $300 for you. So if we are cleaning 2 homes a day, 5 days a week, that gives us 10 slots. Over 2 weeks, that's 20 slots. So in effect, we have the availability to service 20 bi-weekly clients. So if we take 20 times that $300 a month, we're at about $6,000. So you can see already we're getting to a point on those assumptions where it's going to be difficult to get up and through that $10,000 a month level. So, what we need to make sure that we understand is that, if we want to have aims to grow our cleaning business, we need to make that important step in terms of recruiting that first person into the business, recruiting that first cleaner to help clean some of these homes so you can free up your time to either do more of that cleaning or to free up time to start working more on how you grow the business rather than being stuck cleaning the homes yourself. So how do we recruit then? So this takes us on to mistake number 2, and that is pricing too low. So we're not able to recruit and grow a profitable business if our pricing is set too low. And this is a mistake that I see very, very often, with people starting out, is that they set their prices really, really low. And as we know in the cleaning industry, there will always be people and always be companies charging a very, very low price. But we need to be aware that this is not a sustainable option for us if we're looking to grow a larger cleaning business that's doing north of $10,000 a month. We need to make sure that our prices are set sufficiently high that if we are bringing in a new cleaner into our business to do the cleaning, that once we've paid them, that there's enough profit after paying the cleaner to reinvest in marketing, to bring on VAs, to pay ourselves as the business owner. So the number that I tell people to aim for is a 50% gross profit margin. So this means that if we are charging the client, say $100 for a cleaning, the maximum that we are able to pay for another cleaner to do that job is $50. And, that 50% number is a really good number to aim for because, it means that we've got 50% left to use the business. So we can use it in different ways, in marketing, VAs, paying ourselves. But the problem is that if there's not enough fat, not enough profit after we pay our cleaners, there's just not a lot of options in terms of how to grow the business and how to grow it profitably as well. So it all starts off from pricing. So we need to make sure that we don't price our services too low. We need to make sure that there's enough fat after we're paying our cleaners to reinvest our marketing. So once we have our pricing set in this way, the way that you want to think about recruitment is then, we want to get that first cleaner to work alongside you. If you're in the field, and one of the biggest worries that I often get asked about is, well, I'm a great cleaner, I've got great experience, my clients really, really love me. How on earth am I going to get a new cleaner into my business? How am I going to hand over clients? How am I going to maintain quality? All these sorts of things. And And really a very simple way to do it, I think, is to get the first recruit, that new cleaner, to work alongside you. So, it allows you to not only see how they clean, give them, tips and advice, but straight away by having two cleaners rather than one cleaner, it essentially doubles the amount of availability that you have. So even if you were still in the field doing the cleaning and you were cleaning as a team of two rather than just an individual, essentially you're doubling the capacity of your business. So if we were doing $6,000 a month just with you as the cleaner, the owner of the business and the main cleaner, if we have two cleaners in the business, then essentially we could double that up. So you could get to $12,000 a month. So we need to make sure that when we have a new cleaner on board, they are working at that high level, and this can often be a good way to do it. So once we have a new recruit into our business, once we have new capacity, then the pendulum shifts again. How do we fill that cleaner's calendar? Because as we know, particularly those of you that are running with the 1099 contractor model, we need to make sure that we're filling out their new cleaners' schedules as quickly as possible, because they're only going to hang around for a certain amount of time before they try and find another cleaning company to get some more clients. So we need to fill their calendar quickly. So then the pendulum, as I said, shifts back towards marketing. And this is what I see in terms of mistake 3. And this is not having a clear way to ramp up your client leads. So a lot of business owners at the start, when they're doing it themselves, rely on client referrals. And, this is obviously a great way to leverage, your existing work, because if you clean for a particular client and you're doing a great job, they're probably going to tell their friends and family to use your services. And often this is a really great way to get new clients, because that recommendation from friend to friend essentially means that you shouldn't have any issues signing close to 100% of those clients, assuming they're happy with the pricing. But the issue is that the referrals can only get you so far. If you wanted to double the number of referrals you're getting in 1 month, it's probably going to be pretty difficult, because the referrals are based on the clients that you're serving. And as we said before, if your availability is capped out, we're not able to easily double the referrals in our business. So we need to find marketing channels that can reliably, generate these client leads. If we want to, say, double the number of leads or increase the leads by 50% in 1 month, for example, we need to have a way and a marketing channel that allows us to do this. And this is where I think the online marketing channels are most effective. The offline channels like flyering or putting ads in a newspaper, they can work, but generally there's quite a long lag time. It's not very easy to easily increase the number of client leads that you're getting. And this is where I think the digital marketing and online advertising has a really high advantage against offline. And I think, when you have recruited that new person, we need to look at which digital marketing channels are going to be most reliable for us. And I always tell people, you want to try lots of different channels, and then quickly come to those handful of channels which are getting you the best results. What might be helpful for you guys is I have a free PDF that talks about what I think are the top 20 marketing channels out there for cleaning business owners. So I'd encourage you taking a look at that, trying all these different ones. I'll leave a link in the description below. So really, when you go through this list of 20, I think that ultimately you'll end up focusing on Google. Even in 2026, I think that the vast majority of people who are looking for cleaning services still go to Google. They'll type in cleaning companies near me or top rated cleaning companies in Chicago, and they will look at those cleaning companies listed on page 1. So out of the gate, I would be saying, think about setting up with Google Local Service Ads platform. This is Google's pay-per-lead platform, and it's pay to play. So you tell Google which locations you want to target, which services you're interested in, and Google will divert you phone calls from potential clients or messages for quote requests from potential clients, and they will charge you $1 amount for those calls and for those messages. And then, this is a really great way to get started because it can get you in front of people who are interested straight away. If you have a bit more budget, generally I tell people if you've got $1,000 a month, in terms of marketing spend, then think about adding Google Ads as well. So Google Ads is different to Google Local Service Ads. Google Ads is the platform that has been, with Google, for the last 20, 30 years, pretty much from when they started business. And this is where you can go to Google and say, okay, if someone inputs these specific keywords, it could be cleaning services near me, house cleaning company, Chicago, I want our ad to show up for that. And if someone clicks on the ad that they see, then Google will charge us an amount of money for that click. When they click on that ad, they'll go to your website or to a landing page, and then it's obviously over to you to try to convert and persuade as many of those people who see your website to call you up and then close them as a client. So the paid marketing channels can work really well once you've got them up and running and they're generating inquiries. The reason I like these is that if you increase the budget for these marketing campaigns, usually you can get an increase in terms of the lead volume as well. And this is really, really important when you're recruiting new cleaners who maybe have empty schedules. If they're really, really empty, you could, in theory, really ramp up your ad spend and get twice as many clicks, twice as many leads as well. So the online advertising channels are really, really effective. So, if you layer that in with a local SEO strategy, I think long term you've got a really, really effective marketing channel. And the local SEO is all about getting ranked in the Google Maps sections in the middle of the page. But really, if you're running Google Ads and Google Local Service Ads and you've got rankings in the map section as well, you are visible on multiple points on page one on Google, and you're just going to really increase the likelihood of someone clicking on your company if they do a search on Google. So this is what I want to talk about a bit in the next video. It's something I call the Google domination strategy. How do we dominate page one on Google? How do we maximize the chances of someone doing a search on Google and then clicking on our company listings? And that's really about how do you run effective Google Ads campaigns? How do you maximize your visibility on Google Local Service Ads and also being one of those top 3 companies in the Google Maps section? So I'll see you on the next one.